Love him or hate him, SpongeBob SquarePants is one of the most well-known characters in animation. This isn't just true in the real world, indicated by $13 billion in merchandising alone, but it stands to reason that everyone in Bikini Bottom knows who he is. He is even well known by the real-life David Hasselhoff in the show itself.
How will we ever get back to Bikini Bottom now?
I can take you there.
But perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. I've been watching a lot more SpongeBob recently, and I've noticed something the more I watch. Why isn't SpongeBob an A-list celebrity in Bikini Bottom? He is literally the most well-known fry cook at the most delicious restaurant in a relatively big city under the sea. SpongeBob has started multiple businesses himself, been on TV, become a headlining stand-up comedian. I mean, the resume is endless. Yet when he walks around Bikini Bottom, no one bats an eye the way you would if you saw Gordon Ramsay just walking through the street. Is there a reason for this? Let's find out. Quick disclaimer before I start. I know I added that clip of the Hoff, but I will be using evidence from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie quite selectively. The reason for this is because I've always and will continue to view it as the end of SpongeBob's story. I also don't know much about SpongeBob past season 7, so anything I reference here and in any future videos will probably be earlier than that. Okay, let's get started. So why should SpongeBob even be a celebrity? There are countless restaurants in the real world at which no one knows the head chef, but everyone would religiously go back to. So what are the qualities that set SpongeBob apart? For one, the Krusty Krab isn't a chain. This should actually work to the advantage of SpongeBob's celebrity status compared to someone like Gordon Ramsay who owns many restaurants. The number of cities we are exposed to in the show is limited. Imagine what it says about the quality and the taste of a burger when it's named as the best one in all of the sea, but it comes from a dump of a restaurant that isn't even a chain, run by unarguably the cheapest creature under the sea. That burger's gotta be pretty good. But it takes more than just a good burger to become a celebrity. Secondly, if we take it a step further, SpongeBob is not just a creator of good burgers. He's a creator of massive waves of people. Pretty Patties drew 46,853 people in what? A few days? He sold every single chocolate bar he could get his hands on. He absolutely killed each night at the Comedy Crab, becoming an instant headliner simply due to the fact that he knows how to adapt. He is truly a visionary, and clearly well off given his complete lack of paycheck yet tireless hours of working. I mean, multiple times in the show, he has literally given away free money due to having too much. Keeping this in mind, we should also acknowledge that it's not even a debate that everyone knows who SpongeBob is. Remember when Bubble Bass annihilated every ounce of his self-confidence because he forgot pickles? If you notice, the second Bubble Bass challenges him and gets his first burger, everyone in the restaurant immediately gathers around to see what will happen. Now this can definitely indicate SpongeBob actually does have celebrity status, but something different happens the second time. We all know this guy. We don't know his name, but he's forever in our hearts. SpongeBob returns after remembering how to make a Krabby Patty, and our friend here announces it. Everyone rushes into the Krusty Krab, but we hear someone say something a bit out of place.
Hey, SpongeBob's back.
SpongeBob? Oh, the old chef.
Did you hear that? The old fry cook. They weren't rushing in because they missed SpongeBob. They were rushing in because the old fry cook was back. After watching SpongeBob destroy Bubble Bass the second time, they all cheer for him. But they also boo Squidward. It almost feels as though SpongeBob isn't appreciated for him, and only for what he does at selective times when it's convenient to the public. This seems to perfectly describe a celebrity. But then why isn't SpongeBob noticed at every other point? Noticed as SpongeBob SquarePants, master chef, star comedian, and sterling entrepreneur, while walking through the streets instead of bran flakes. These questions lead me to my two theories. Theory 1 on why he isn't a celebrity. He simply annoys and ruins more than he entertains and creates. I mean, just look at this.
I'll do without you, SpongeBob.
Oh, my leg! My leg!
I'm the open window maniac!
Yeah, I'd hate him too. There is definitely merit to this theory, but I can't help but feel like this theory is a cop-out. I mean, if everyone truly hated him or expected the worst out of him, why would they entertain his existence? How could they even have the ability to stomach what he makes, knowing that the hands that made that burger are the same hands that manned Sandy's whirlybird? Why would they even be cordial to him at this point? The perception that one person has of another does not generally run on a spectrum of comparing actions by quantity and magnitude, because what if the quantity and magnitude add up? If that were the case, SpongeBob could murder everyone in Bikini Bottom, but cure cancer, and it would essentially be favorable for him, because he did more good than bad, and everyone just forgets about the bad because of the good. You know what? Maybe people are actually kinda like that. Regardless, I still do believe this theory has merit, but it doesn't satisfy me. I don't buy that SpongeBob's celebrity status is jeopardized by his wrongdoings because celebrities are always forgiven for their quote-unquote misdeeds, as long as they apologize and enough time passes, or even more so if they just ignore it in some cases. SpongeBob's intentions and general demeanor are too positive for this to be the case. So what about the next theory? Okay, I'm going to say it. Maybe SpongeBob just isn't that great of a fry cook. Before anyone says anything, I know you can pull up any clip of someone eating a Krabby Patty and that will essentially derail this whole theory. But hear me out. I'm going to analyze 2 episodes and explain my claim. One is Season 1, Episode 7, Pickles, which I will get to. But the one I really want to note is called The Original Fry Cook. SpongeBob's Season 5, Episode 2A, called The Original Fry Cook, is where all of us, including SpongeBob, get to meet his predecessor, a chubby, unassuming fish named Jim, voiced by Patton Oswalt. Now, I say he's unassuming in terms of his overall appearance, but you would probably use a different word when describing his introduction. Clearly, Jim is living his best life after leaving the Krusty Krab, and everything we see leads us to believe that Jim is simply better than SpongeBob in every way without even trying. In fact, the sole quality of him being unbothered compared to SpongeBob's entirely worrisome nature is enough to objectively showcase that Jim has achieved a sense of self-confidence, maturity, and accomplishment that SpongeBob never has. SpongeBob to this point has never met a worthy adversary, let alone an adversary that blows his specialty out of the water. He then takes it upon himself to learn from the master, but he never actually is able to live up. Crushed, he loses faith in himself, and Jim showcases the part of his character that really did make me like him at the end of the episode. Backhanded compliments aside, he tells SpongeBob what he needs to hear in a way that encourages him to look introspectively. We see a flashback to why Jim left, and realize that it was for a completely valid reason: lack of respect. SpongeBob will never take this opportunity, and we all know it because he loves his job too much and takes true pride in what he does no matter the consequences. This makes him a bad fry cook, right?
Wrong!
He may not be as good as the greatest to come before him. Hey, maybe Jim isn't even the greatest, and there was someone before him even better. But it's all relative. SpongeBob being worse than someone doesn't at all mean he's a bad fry cook, but it could definitely thwart his celebrity status. People rave over the best and really no one else when it comes to a key skill. Perhaps the reason everyone got so excited for SpongeBob's return in Pickles was due to Squidward literally burning milkshakes the day before. Maybe it was because they had their return to what was better than the previous, to what was familiar. Maybe it's not SpongeBob's fault. I actually have another theory. Maybe the real reason SpongeBob doesn't have celebrity status is due to no fault of his own. We've all seen how effortlessly the people of Bikini Bottom get over things, whether that be absolute catastrophes or utter godsends. And now that I think about it, Bikini Bottom doesn't seem to have changed much over the years. The city is full of businesses that should absolutely drive the economy. People have money to spend. Skyscrapers alone are indicative of a growth mindset. But where's the growth in mindset? The cycle is endless. SpongeBob does something fantastic, he is praised. Then he does something reprehensible, he is scorned. Then it happens again and again until SpongeBob's reputation is deemed the lovable, outstanding fry cook who causes annoyance and mayhem. The general public may never see him as a celebrity simply because they are trapped in stagnation throughout their daily lives. There is no room for them to grow, but no tolerance for them to fall behind. SpongeBob seems to be the mend between everyone in the city of Bikini Bottom. His antics cause so much trouble, but his creations do so much good that it seems to be a perfect balance. His completely predictable yet top-tier quality creations satisfy the need for the general public to live in comfort, while his horrendous mistakes allow the general public to break free from the monotony and live life with some real emotion once in a while. It's almost like how Squidward lived in Squidville, but with more chaos added to balance it out. This cycle means SpongeBob will never be a true A-list celebrity type, but he will also never be an outcast, completely ostracized by the people. But okay, that's great and all. Every theory has merit on their own, or combined however seen fit. But what's the point? What's the message in all of it? Let me take you back to what Jim said to Mr. Krabs before he went on his way. This kid's a good fry cook, but he'll only be a great fry cook when he gets the guts to leave this dump. Maybe SpongeBob will never reach his full potential as a fry cook because he will always willingly be held back at the Krusty Krab. I genuinely do believe that the more someone experiences independence and the hardships it brings, the more of a chance they'll have to succeed in life and accomplish their goals. But what are SpongeBob's goals? Is it to be the best fry cook in the world? I don't think so. Sure, SpongeBob showcases competitive spirit whenever someone challenges him or attempts to prove to be better in some way. We obviously see that in this episode with Jim, but see it even more so in the Season 1 episode Employee of the Month with Squidward. But while SpongeBob in that episode lets himself slip into a toxic mindset of not allowing Squidward to possibly surpass him, he does it not because he wants to win, but because he can't stand the idea that Squidward winning means the quality of his work is losing. SpongeBob truly loves what he does, and he takes the utmost pride in it for the pure love of it. His goal is simply to work his heart out and give the customer the best possible chance of enjoying their meal every time. I can absolutely guarantee that looking at it from this perspective, the majority of people would say that SpongeBob's goal to satisfy the customer is more honorable than becoming overtly rich off of your food-making skills. SpongeBob may not be a celebrity, but that doesn't mean he's not one to admire and to be inspired by. I think the dynamic that SpongeBob has between the general public of Bikini Bottom showcases that it really doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter what they say your potential should be. It doesn't matter if they think you're annoying. I think the overall lesson here is that anyone can be great in their own way, as long as you follow the moniker, be the best you can be.